And turn down the music. Jesus. Okay. Is that a fair balance? Maybe a little bit lower. Okay. Okay. Honestly, I don't have anything planned today, so we'll kind of wing it. Cool thing I got today, though, is I now have an iPad with an Apple Pen, so I can actually do stuff like on my iPad. So I'm like, what if I grab... No, not Figma. Let's just do Paint. I haven't like fully tried it yet, but I'm curious on how it goes. So, let's see. Okay. How do I do back? Oh, okay, there we go. That's fucking awesome. My writing's fucking trash, though. What's the erase? Oh. Yo, I could be like Pirate Software. Oh, come on. Why ain't you opening? Let's see. Can I press play? Okay. Yo, I'm moving the viewport with it too. This is pretty cool. Alright. I think there's enough fucking around for now. For now. What does this do? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was fucking around with the iPad. Pretty cool that I could draw literally on my computer. What was I doing with this again? I think this was when... Yeah, trying to create a stat system using a bunch of structs. I just don't remember how far along I got. Also, if you guys have any questions or anything of the sorts, feel free to ask. Right now, I'm just kind of making shit up as I go. If you have common UI stuff, gameplay stuff, things like that, happy to help. Should I have my camera on? Fucking guess. Hey, look, another white guy. Okay. Let's go back over here. Okay, where was I on this? Okay, I'm printing stats, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so I'm getting the stat value, but I think as far as changing stat values, it's not working. And I think that's because I'm not setting the struct correctly. Like, I'm getting the stat, we're adding it, depending on the type of operation, and then we set the stat based on that. And we go in here. Okay, yeah. So we're setting it, but the thing is, we're not actually setting it within this itself. Wonder if we could also do set member. Break. Nah, that's not gonna work either, because it's... What do you do, make? So basically it's a struct within a struct. And what I'm doing is I'm going through, I'm finding the individual attribute that has the stat, and then I'm also finding the stat that's inside that attribute. I think maybe I should pass along the index. Or maybe I should also pass along the attribute that's being attached as well. That would probably do better than passing along the index. Okay, so let's do a local variable. Do attributes. Okay. And then we'll do stat return. We'll also do an attribute return. I still feel like I may have to pass along the index eventually, but I'd prefer to return the least amount of values. Let's see. What was it called? Single... Nope. I can't even spell single. There we go. Single attribute. We're gonna plug, this one into here. I don't know why I saved right now. Meant to compile. Okay, so let's go back into the modify attribute. Oh, sorry, set attribute. Refresh. What am I missing here? Oh, okay. I was on the wrong. So let's go ahead, move this down. Move this over. Because I think I'd have to do like... I need to find... See. Oh, it's gonna be kind of annoying. Because this is basically a structure that has an array of also structs, I would need to find the array that's within that struct, and then I'm gonna have to then set that with whatever comes out from here. I'm like, so if I pull out attribute, can I pull out that array? I probably have to break it, and then I get the array. I mean, I could do like find item. Or can I do like contains? I'm not sure if this will work though. Okay, so let's do this first. I'll put that into here. Let's go to the event graph. I want to see if I actually get a correct value first. So we're gonna do, just do health. print. See if I get anything when printing. We got 3. Let's see if that's actually accurate though. So 3 is strength. Oh, wait. I'm getting health. So 3. That would be correct. So the index of 3 is strength, and strength scales off, or sorry, opposite. Health and max health scale off of strength. So that is correct. Let's switch it to mana. And I have mana that scales off of intelligence. So intelligence, I think it's 5. Yeah. So if this prints 5, then we can find the attribute correctly using this. And it does. Okay. So this is a suitable way to find the index. Now I just have to figure out how to properly set it. Okay. So let's go back into the set stat. And for those watching, I am working on a stat system. So I currently have a video on a stat system, but I'm trying to improve upon it. And then I'm going to do like a one video that's going to like go through the entire process of recreating this new one. Just so that it is more effective and less manual. Because the one that I currently have on my YouTube has a lot of functions and it's not exactly clean. While this one, I have a lot more organized. And then I'm also going to get it to connect to a UI as well as an inventory. Because I'm going to eventually work on a inventory series as well. I just have to make sure I can get the stats to fully function and then eventually work on replication for it as well. Okay, let me skip this song though. Dun, 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 dun. Feature collection. Okay. So this is what we got when we wanted to find something. So we're going to go ahead and do this, which will find the index. And then I think we do set array element. Plug that in. Oh, that's not going to work either. This is setting the single stat. All right, let's move all of this down. We're going to leave this plugged in right now because I'm going to have to do some chaotic shit. So the array element, we can find it when looking for it. This gives the index, but I need to set the specific array. But I want to not have to like set everything, just the specific item. I do set member to single attribute. Okay. So theoretically, that should work. Let's move this over here so it doesn't look as ugly. Okay. And then, can I plug that in? No. I probably have to break this. No, or make it? No, that's not right. I think set member. Oh, why did that not connect? Oh, it did. I'm just dumb. Love that. Okay. So plug that in. Let's do this because I like things not to be cluttery. I'm gonna make this an index, a local variable. Yo, what's up, Kranzer? What's going on? And then we're gonna move that over here, so that's just less cluttery. Okay. It's in the right step. The only thing is this doesn't work because I'm not really setting anything yet. I need to set the stat of this. And I think that requires breaking. No, that's not right. Let's stats inherit. Learning common UI. Oh yeah, I think I saw your comment. That was I'm basing off your image. Yeah, were you the one that had the mixed feelings about because the setup is a bit complicated? Which it definitely is. It's really easy to fuck up, to be honest. What system are you working on? Right now, I'm working on an improvement of my stat system. So I currently have a tutorial like series where I walk through creating a stat system, and on every video, I basically make like iterations. But I wanted to make a lot of upgrades because I didn't really like the way that I created it from the beginning. And now I'm just using like a bunch of structures. However, because it's like structures within structures in blueprints, it's kind of annoying to get around all of that. If it was C++, it would probably be a lot better. Yeah. The common UI enhanced input, the setup is really annoying, but once it's actually set up, it's actually pretty nice because you don't really have to do anything or worry about it later on. That's like the only benefit. The issue is that you got to get it to work first, and that is the problem people are running into. So I'm looking for music right now. Okay. Why not gas? The thing is, gas requires C++ to set up, and a lot of the people that watch my videos don't know C++, and gas, you should have to go into like the files, and a lot of people are still struggling with that because they don't really understand. So this is mainly like a alternative to not having to code. I think if you're making a real project, gas is the better way to go about it because, I mean, Epic or Unreal Engine, whatever you want to call them, has made a really robust system. I need to turn down the music. Okay. I do like the game playability system, though. In my own project, I would rather go for gas. This is just an alternative. But also, I'm fairly confident that I can set up the C++ compared to others. But there has been actually a few like tutorials that people are coming out as far as gas comes along. Because I'm like UE5 gas. No, I'm not a fan of that one. Though he has some pretty good other ones. Who is it? I remember seeing it. Yeah, I think it's this one. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot more tutorials on the gas plugin, though, that are coming out recently to kind of help people just set up the initial, which I kind of appreciate because when I was like first learning it, it was a bit of a struggle. I lost my train of thought. I was wanting to set a specific stat here. I learned from Udemy. Oh yeah, me too. I learned from, oh, what's his name? Steven? Stefan? I don't know. I'm like, what's it called? Yeah, Steven. I can't even pronounce that last name. Ulibari. Yeah. I think that's where like most people learned it from too. Steven. Yeah. It's really good with the whole Aura game. He does a really good job. I know a lot of people that they learn specifically from that Udemy course, and then everybody's just sharing like the same Udemy account so that nobody has to pay for it. I want to turn off the autosave because it's kind of annoying me while I'm talking and working through things. So let me go into save. And then just turn that off. Yeah, Ulibari? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it, but... But he has some pretty good tutorials out there. He helps teach people. My only worry is that because I'm setting the member of an array, I'm afraid I'm setting the entire array and not just a single... Yeah, because then I have to do like make array. And I don't like that. Is there like a... No. I'm basically having to set all of the stats instead of just a single one. So does that mean I'm gonna have to pull out all of the stats and do like set element? Oh, it's gonna be so chaotic because then I'm gonna have to do like this. Oh, this is getting ugly. There has to be a better way. So then I do set member here. expose the default, I think. Yeah, default. Plug that in, and then I do that. And then I would have to then plug that in. Oh god, this is horrendous. Holy crap. Okay, how do I clean this shit up? I should turn this into a function if I'm using it multiple times. Fuck, this is exactly not what you're supposed to do. Okay, let's see. We're gonna move that up. That cleans this. Let's move this over here. The stat return goes over here, but we're using the attribute return for 1, 2, 3 locations. Could do like 2 local variables, I guess. So if we did, but do I want to use the memory for that? So if we did attribute local attribute and did local stat, I don't think I like this idea either, but I wonder if that will help clean it up. So this is for the single attribute here. Scroll that down. Then we have local stat, which is a little better. And I think at the very end, is that the attribute? Yeah, and then we'll do local attribute. I guess that cleaned it up a little. If I, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Move that up here. Down, space. I just like to keep my shit neat, especially if I'm gonna like do videos on it. And then hide all the unconnected. Which cleans that up. Okay. I think this is a little better. The real question is, does it work? Let's move all this down. Ah, fuck, I'm out of coffee. Got water, though. Okay. So, let's see. Let's try to switch out this. And I'm going to try to plug this into the default set stat. Holy shit, that is horrendous. All right. We'll disconnect this. There must be a better way to shrink all this, but I'll do that after. I guess the first thing is just to make sure it works. And then let's do a return node over here. I don't really need the return node because this is like all it does, but I just like to know where the endpoints are. I'm just not sure if all of this is gonna work. All right, so this should let me add my stat value. So we can go ahead and bring this back down. So for attack, we start with wherever the hell it is. Where'd you go? I think attack is under agility. Yeah. So theoretically, attack should end up as 10. Okay. Okay, so it did work. It went 5 to 10. Let's make this a little neater with an append. Attack, space, plug that in. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll do after attack, just so that it's kind of clear. I don't know why I keep saving. All it does is make me sit here for no reason. Let's change this to like 15 to make sure it actually is working. Okay, so it should start at 5 and jump to, I think, 20. Awesome. Okay, that's working great. Let's try the opposite. I'm gonna go into here and then subtract. I'm just gonna do attack 2, and then over here I'm gonna do attack 1, just so I can like keep track of the order of things. I want to make sure all of the adding and subtracting is actually working, because then I can actually modify this for everything. Then we'll just go ahead and do this again. Move this over here. I went back to 5. Oh, let's do a different value. I think it is working though. So it should be 0 on attack 3. And it is. Okay, cool. So that's working great. Let's set that to set. And I'm going to do like 2. So it should go 5, 15, 2. 5, 15, 2. Cool. Okay, so that very long code I did is actually working great. Let me close all these tabs though. It's a little bit cluttery. So we were setting the stat. So this horrendous thing worked. But now I want to try to see if I can clean it up a bit, because right now I'm using 3 local variables, getting the stat, oh my god, why can't I grab this? Okay. I'm finding the index. Oh wait, it's not working correctly. I didn't set the index. Oh shit, that means there's more I have to do. The only reason it was working is because my attack is the only inherited stat. So if I look for, sorry, I know this is probably like not easy to read for anybody watching. So essentially I have an attribute which is specified where it says agility, and then you specify which stats go under it. So in this case, agility has attack. Since it only has 1 index, it worked. But if I use something like intelligence, it wouldn't, because there's 3 indexes. not sure if that was clear, but if anybody has questions, like feel free to ask. I'm just kind of working on things, but you're more than happy to ask questions. You can also ask questions that are not related to what I'm working on, and I could just pause on it. I just work on stuff in the meantime while not having anything else to do. Okay. So I guess I should rename this to attribute index, because that's probably more accurate to say what's happening. I just full screened it just to make it a little better. Shrink that down a bit more. Oh. So how can I shrink this? I guess I don't need that. I am getting the attribute. I feel like I'm probably going to have to do the exact same thing. Like I'm going to have to do like find item. And this would probably have to go into here. And then that would go into there. And we go back to being a chaotic mess. Loving this. Stats inherited. Oh wait, why do I need to do... I could do break here. And then we'll just plug that in. And I can hide unconnected. So one thing I like about blueprints is that you can add in all like the local variables and everything, and it doesn't really impact the performance at all, because when it is actually turned into code, it's just utilizing the same value. Of course, it's not as good as if you wrote this in C++, but that's a different conversation. Okay. So how can I clean this up? I guess this is over here. I think that's a little better. I could drag this down, move this over here. It's still extremely long, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, there's a lot of code to set one stat that's within a structure. As I am setting the variables, I'm finding it. Then getting the index. And then pushing it over there. Well, I guess I don't need to set that as an index, because I could bring that over here and just plug that in. Huh. Wait, am I finding it twice? So I could do this, where I plug that in. And I plug that in. That works okay. And then I can eliminate this. Which cut down some space. But where else can I cut it down? Let's see, what am I using multiple times? I am breaking this once, twice, and that's it. But I don't think I can merge these two together. I guess I could if I wanted to string it out a bit. So if I move this down, plug that in. But then it kind of turns into like some spaghetti nonsense. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna space this out. Wait. I need to space all of this out to give myself some room. And then let's try to eliminate this one. I want to move all of this up. Let's give that some space too. That needs to be plugged into there. This can be like that. Let's drag that down a little. Move that over. We could do this. I think we could do that. Okay, I think that's coming along. Move that over. This music brings me back. Yeah. I recently got the YouTube like free music stuff, so I can actually play music that doesn't sound horrendous without getting copyrighted. Because I had like a separate service, so the music is quite random, but it's better than what I was using beforehand. Okay, and I could do that. But is that better? I guess better is debatable. And boop. You definitely don't have to go this crazy for organization. I'm mainly doing it to try to think of the best possible way so that visually people can look at it and understand what's happening. I feel like the reroute nodes are a little bit too insane here, which is probably not going to help people. I did a project in primary school and used the song. Oh, that's awesome. So it definitely brings back memories. What was the project, if you even remember? Okay, so then we move this back over. Do that. I mean, it's cleaner. It's still a bit long. I'm like, how else can I improve this? Because I want to make sure it's easily understood. I think maybe it's best to turn all this into a function, maybe? They're gonna mess everything up. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna copy this, print it up here, and I'm gonna turn all this into a function. Collapse the function. Set stat members. And I also want this to be private because nobody's gonna ever touch that. Okay. Function and macros. Yeah. I am just trying to think of what would be really clear and also not as much work. Because if I'm going to do a video on this, like, I'm definitely not going to go through the entire video and trying to do all of these little tiny reroute nodes. Like, I want to make sure I can do a video where it's clear and people understand. Oh, I forgot to connect the value pin. So I got to do that. Value. Plug that in. And then I don't need those. Plug that in. And that will be local stat. Also, hey Arthur, how's it going? Hey, your name is green with the icon. That's actually pretty cool. I knew I added the icon there for members. I just didn't know it turns your name green. So that's pretty awesome. So I just don't like the amount of reroute nodes I'm using here. Also, I don't need to do that. I could just do this. It took me so long that a function auto-generates local variables. Oh, yeah. It makes life a lot easier once you learn about it. I have seen so many videos and set them on the beginning. Oh, wow. So, all of the inputs are automatically turned into local variables, and a lot of people in videos don't really talk about that. And I'll see where they like take this and then they'll like plug into every single thing that's around like that. And then they basically have this giant spider web and it's horrendous. My friend and I organized sports activities between classes for younger students and made a presentation about it later and used that song. Oh, it's pretty cool. Organize sports activities between... No, that's awesome. Yeah, oh yeah. No, I could go on a very long rant. Smart Poly has some good tutorials, but I also not a fan of some of the videos because of what he does. So, anyways, took me a while to write it out. English is not native. No, you're good, man. No rush. I guarantee that your English is better than any other language I could possibly speak. I only know English, so why is this not going? The fact that you know more than one language is a one-up on me, so. Okay, let's just move that down here. Code is nice, but the code is complete spaghetti. Yep. I try to teach people that spaghetti is just not necessary. Like, there's no reason to do it. And it angers me sometimes when people will just have so much stuff crossing everything, and it's like unreadable to anyone. And then you're like, well, it's no wonder you can't figure out what your code says because you can't even read it. Okay, I think this is about as neat as I can make this function. I think I cut it down immensely, though. Also, I don't need that. I can plug that in. And then I could also do this, I think. No, because then I still have to... Oh, I think actually... No, I can do a little better. So we'll do this. Like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, I think we did a lot better here. First video I saw from you and you reorganized the pins. I am very OCD about my blueprints. Like, it should be clear and concise. Oh, wait. Local variable cannot be set. Oh shit, what am I doing here? Am I setting the attribute? Oh, I am. Shit. Okay, so we're not done here. I really try to promote people to provide very clean blueprints. And when it comes to debugging and for me to also help, then it's a lot easier to understand. Also, I think you left a comment in the Discord. I haven't looked into it yet, though. If I drag an overlay to my widget, I press left click on it, and the mouse cursor disappears while I drag it. If the drag operation is done, it doesn't come back. To tab out and tab in. Oh, yeah. That's an editor bug with Common UI. Though it doesn't happen to me often, but sometimes it does. Crap, I need to figure out how to do this now. Yeah, in widget blueprints, had to restart UE. Yep, same. It's usually the bug happens when you set the cursor to be invisible or set to not visible or whatever you want to refer to it as, and then it just won't come back. But the thing is, for common UI, with like controllers and things like that, it will just set your cursor to invisible or like drag and drop operation. So it does that automatically, and then it just fucks up, and then it doesn't come back. It's pretty irritating. But for 5.4, I've had that issue a lot less compared to 5.3. And 5.3, it happened a lot more often. So there's still a lot of weirdness that occurs with common UI. Local variable is a read-only property and cannot be modified directly. Damn. So that sounds like instead of doing local variable, I have to do get. And I'd have to do this. I hope they fix a lot with 5.5. I really hope they do. They never focus common UI like it's a main thing. And that's kind of like the biggest issue that comes along, is because they just don't care enough. But they have been slowly making headway with it, so I'm hoping that we get some fixes. I'd be cool with just a couple of bugs fixes, to be honest. Or to get the enhanced input actions not to be experimental. As in, they fix a lot of the issues. Okay, so by doing this, I can get a direct reference. So I'm going to have to delete that. So plug that in. Yeah. You're going to get an error. That plugs in. But now I have this really awkward line going through. So I think it's best to move this back down here. And we'll do this. And let's disconnect all these lines first. We do something like this. It's a little ugly, but then it crisscrosses. Then I end up doing this as well. You know what? We'll replicate some code. It'll be fine. And then we're just gonna do this. I feel like I've spent too much time on this, so I just want it to move on so I can work on the other functions. I could turn those into a macro, but these are also local variables, and I prefer not to create a macro where I'm pulling in local variables. It just gets awkward. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's see if everything works. I keep hitting the save button out of just, what's the word I'm looking for? Habit? There we go. Okay, so let's make sure this is working though. So let's go into here. We'll do value. And then I also need to wait, why am I doing it like this? Let's do a select. Wait, default bonus. Hold on. I don't know if I'm doing this right, actually. Oh, no, I'm not done. Fuck. The issue is I have 3 different type of values to plug in. I wonder what I could do is do a select. I could do type. Let's type. No, I don't know if that's going to work either. Because what I would need to do is do this. We need to do that. So let's move this over here. Copy over. Oh, shoot! I hit the S button on accident. How's your game coming along, Arthur? And then I would have to do this and switch that. Plug that in. I'm gonna disconnect that. And this is essentially what this would look like. And instead of doing that, local attribute, and then move this pin along. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Plug that in. Okay. And I think that's what I'm gonna have to do for all of these. Plug that in. Move that here. And then we'll move this over here. Plug that in. God, this song sucks. Oh, nope. That was my Spotify. I can't play that. Plug that in here. And I like to have a pin there just in case I ever need to move stuff and delete stuff. At least it's easily moved around. Okay. Oop. Let's try to copy that. Delete this. Plug and plug. Oop. And plug that in. Ah, I did it again. Okay, so total, bonus, default. I think that's good. And then I'd like to do a return node just for visual. It's just nice for me to be able to see that this is the end point. And then now that I am breaking it before in here, I don't need this. I can plug that in. So I can condense this. Well, I guess I could if this wasn't here. I guess I could do like that, plug that in. And then I could just do that. Okay. I mean, that works. I don't think I need the value anymore because I'm not using it. So I don't think I need this. And then we're going to go ahead and remove that. So So let's try to get this to work, but with intelligence, because it has multiple indexes. So under our graph, instead of doing attack, we're going to do max mana. Wait, actually, which one is not the index of 0? So intelligence, mana. Let's do mana regen. So we'll do mana regen. Mana regen. And then switching all of these over. You know, there's another way to like view things, and I don't have to do it this way, but okay. That's not good. It stayed at 1 the whole time. Shit. Okay. Looks like it broke. So I think 1 is the default. Yeah. One. Crap. Okay. This is not working. Aw. Okay. I don't think it's working because this is happening outside. Crap, does that mean I have to do the switch inside? Then there's not really a benefit for this function right now. Okay, let's disconnect all of this. God damn. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this. I'm gonna cry, but yeah. We're gonna move all of this over here. I feel like this will work. It just needs to be broken out, which is not what I want, which means I need to figure out how to better do this. Let's just worry about connecting things and worry about that after. All right, if this works, then it means I have to kind of figure out how to do that function a little differently. Nope, not working. Okay. Attempted index -1 from array. Oh, I don't have a local attribute set. Crap. Shit. I forgot I'm not setting the variables, so it's not working. Damn it. Let's do this. Which means I have to set these. This is turning back to ugly. Nope, still at 0. Okay. So maybe it's not the function itself, or that I did it inside the function. It's that the logic here is not working. Okay, so let's go ahead. Move back up here. Try to break down what's happening. Let me add breakpoint here. -1. So that is not getting a reference, which is fair because it's not finding one. That's not what I wanted to do. And then from here, also -1. Oh, okay. It's because I'm setting the local stat afterwards. And I should be doing this first. Should be like that. Let's do this. Like that. Plug that in. Plug that in. And from here, I need the local. Plug that in. A lot of crisscrossing. I think that should work. Nope, still -1. So it's still not finding the stat. And I think it's because I'm setting this struct. So let's not do this. Plug that in. Okay, so we got the value of 2. The struct is turned into 16. We still got 111. Crap. Okay. Yeah, I get it. It's not working correctly. So let's go back to play. -1. So I'm running into the same issue for the attribute. And I think it's because I am also changing the value of the local attribute. So it also needs to be returning So what if... Yeah, I know it's an error. Instead of finding local attribute, I do this. Because then this should just get the direct current index for it. Theoretically, that should work. I could work on cleaning this up after, but this is mainly to make sure that the function itself is working. Okay, so we got a value of 2. We're setting the array. Getting 5, so we're getting the value. Two, 16, 1. Okay, so the values are working now. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna use the bathroom, but I will be right back. All right. Back. So this is all working now. I think the problem I'm running into is that I'm basically trying to save this to a variable, but because I was changing the value, I couldn't find the index. So it may be better for me just to get the index of the attribute instead of the actual attribute. And that may save some time with all of these find nodes that I'm grabbing. So let's actually go into here. And this is just where I'm getting the actual stat reference and then looping through everything to break it out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to delete this one yet, but I'm going to turn that into a variable. We'll just call that index because I'm lazy. Sorry, just looking at my cat. Make sure he's not doing anything weird. Okay. Gonna plug that in. Move that to the top. Do index. Attributes, index. I keep saving for like no reason. Okay. So that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go into here. Now I get the index for this. So I could do, Should I get the stat index as well? Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. And actually, I will delete this because it's gonna start getting cluttered. So, just gonna do ATT. I'll also promote that to a local variable, and we'll call that stat index. We're gonna remove the attribute return, and then I'm gonna grab this, plug that in. Crap. I need a different name for this. Index. Okay. So we have the stat index, we have the attribute index. A lot of things are going to break now because of what I'm using. So it's going to require a bit of workaround. So let's go ahead and disconnect all this stuff because I'm not going to use it yet. So we're going to plug that in. Move this over. Okay. instead of doing a find, I can just do get right away by plugging that in. Move this up. It's gonna crisscross it a little, but it's okay, because we'll plug that into there. Don't need that anymore. The item is going to be the local stat, because we just changed the value. Why do I keep saving, man? Like, so we're gonna move all of this over. Local attribute is not actually a thing yet, so I actually can't turn that into anything. I'm wondering if maybe I should have kept the stat there, because then I could just pass along the stat too. But they ended up having like 4 returns, which is kind of annoying. But it means I wouldn't have to do this break. Let's go ahead and bring that back. I knew I shouldn't have deleted it. We'll go ahead and promote that. Local attribute. Oh, name is already used? From what? From what? There's nothing here that says local attribute. Whatever. I'll just change it to the attribute. And the music stopped. What's going on? All right, let's go. Give me a second. I'm trying to decide on music. Oh, this is what was playing earlier. Yeah, we're not doing that again. Okay. What in the world is going on with this music? So we're gonna bring this back. And then we're also going to do this. Move that to the top. Just call that attribute return. Excuse me. Get stat reference is not blueprint writable. The hell? Yeah, the whole thing is like spasming out, I think, with all of the renaming and stuff that's going on. Attribute return, please. It's not letting me type it. All right. Maybe I should just save and restart the editor. Okay, all saved. Let's try this again. Wait, what needs updating? Oop. Oh, ew. I don't want to update you. How's your guys' games coming along? Anything fun being worked in? While I break my brain looking at stats. Okay. Is it gonna work now? Return. Still nothing. I don't know why that's not working. I don't have an attribute called attribute return. I have stat return. Yo, this is garbage. Where is my... Oh, it's saved. Okay. But for some reason, I can't do the space. It's fine, I guess. As long as it looks correct. So that's kind of not preferred, but now I have all of the values. Let's close that one because I'm not working on that yet. And what I can do is now I can set the local attribute. Hey, why is there no space? Oh, I guess I did that on purpose, I guess. Okay. So local attributes. Do I need to set that? Because I could just do this. We'll work on cleaning this up as we go. Okay. Plug that in. Do I need this? I do. Okay, so this is my actual attribute value. I have the index, so I'm getting the item. And then I set it here. So I'm setting the element of the actual attribute. But why am I setting the element of the attribute before the stat? Because I'm not changing the stat yet. So this looks backwards. Okay. So I got it a bit thrown off here. Crap, this is a lot of math, man. So this should be that. But now I need the array or the attribute index for here. But I just plug that in? Do I need this? And then I don't need to do a find because I know the index. I'm plugging that in. So if I move this down here, I think that's a bit better. I don't think I'm using this local attribute though, because I don't need it. I am using the local stat once, but I don't think I need that. However, think that would go into here. Move that all the way over. And then local stat would then go into here. Plug in. Smooth this all the way over. Maybe I don't even need the local variable though, because if I move everything over like this, sorry, ignore the fucking super clutter shit that is. I could. See, do that. And plug that item in. And then instead of down, or instead of up, I could go down. Plug that in. Maybe I should go up. No, yeah. I think I still have to do up. Just for readability. Move this over. Put the stat on top. Move that over. I think this is a lot more readable than it was previously. So we're getting the stat. We're setting the default value to this new value. Through that, we then set the array element of the attribute. And then wait. Okay. Wondering if this is necessary. Ah. Still thinking on how I want to do this. Because I am taking this attribute, I'm setting the array element to it. Then I'm setting the member. But do I need to set the member if I'm already setting the array element? Like, am I duplicating work here? Because I feel like I am. Like, this may not be necessary. but also... But it may, because I have to then do this. Okay, first let's just make sure this works. Okay. So we have mana regen. Starts at 1, it should go to 16. And then... Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. So it starts at 1, it'll go to 16, and then it should then go to 2. And it's all at 1. Fuck. Okay. This is not working then. So we're getting the single stat. We're then plugging that into item. We have the stat index. So let's see if we're actually getting the correct indexes. 2. And this sets mana to 16. So that part's working. This gets intelligence. Where mana's at 1. Huh. Mana regen's at 1. Okay. So I think this is where the local variable comes in handy, because we're just like resetting it back to itself. Wait, no, go back. Ugh. So we're getting the index, but the item's not being set. So the issue is how I'm setting the member. Okay. Hmm. Get rid of all of that. And I'm going to move this one just all the way down. Move that over here. Just going to plug this in and then do like that. Okay. I don't want to move that pin because that's kind of where I want stuff after, but... So this is setting 216, and then I have to set the array element, which I'm grabbing here. But then when I'm doing this, it's not actually setting it. And I think... it's because I'm not getting the correct target array. So I'm like, I wonder if I need to do like maybe a local variable here. What if I did this? And then plug that in. That worked. Okay. It's because I wasn't passing along basically the same array. I was just getting a new array. Like, how else could I do this? Trying to think of other ways that I could clean this up and also make it work correctly. I think... Like, is that decently readable? Oh, there's nobody here anymore. All right, that's fair. But is the best way to set this up? Well, first things first, let's delete. Oh, it's being used over here. Don't need that. So I got rid of the arrays, or not the arrays, of the local variables. And I cut it down to this size, but I'm also reusing this like 3 times. I guess I could just do like that, I guess. No, but then I still need the... to break this. Guess I could do that. Which isn't bad. I reduced it by 1. Made it a bit less cluttery. What if I just move this down here? What if I did this? Then move this over here. I guess that's not bad. I end up turning into this, not this. Fuck, where'd it go? That into... What if I could do that? Get rid of the reroute and then just move that a little bit in. Maybe get rid of the reroute for that too. Mm-hmm. Nah, I think that's fine doing this and then that. Okay, and then we'll move this all over here. I think that's decently decluttered all of it pretty well. And then I think it's still working, right? 2, 16, 1. So, yep, we start off with a default of 1. We had 15, and then we set it to 2. So now that we have this function, we now can get rid of all of this. Let's move this up here. And then I have to now turn this into a function. I think this should work. Collapse the function. Let's rename it to set stat members. I don't know why you have that horrendous name, but oh crap. Shit. Nope, that doesn't work. It doesn't work because I have to set this. So I think I have to set these into a function. I don't know if that's right. Well, let's try it. Okay. And then we could do this. Yeah. I'll fix all of that. Give me a second. Okay. This needs to be a local variable. We'll move this down. All this needs to go down. This should just be stat. Oh, shit. Crap, that's not going to work either. Do I need to plug in the attribute index too? Because the only thing I'm changing is, in fact, the single stat. So I guess this has to go in. Yeah, that would make sense. So this needs to be stat index. And then that has to be an integer. Oh, the indexes are on the bottom. Fuck, I got it backwards. So this would be the stat index. This would be attributes. And then this should be the attribute index. Okay. So I have to do a get here. Plug that in. And then from here. That looks a bit better. Okay. We're getting the attribute. We're setting the stats to an array. Let's just rename this to like stat array, just to make it clear on what it is. So the stat array is being set, and then we have to then go back into the structure and make sure that we set the new stat array. And then we plug it right back into our actual overall attribute variable. That seems like it would make sense. Let's see how that fares, though. Let's move that up. We're going to do this. We're going to also move that up. Let's give a little bit more space so that it has room to not overlap. And then we'll do this. Okay. So we've condensed it a lot more. The main thing is, does it work? 2, 16, 1. Okay, it's still working. That's fantastic. Oh man, that took hours. That took 2 hours. Jesus. All right. Let's now get the rest of it to work. So we're gonna copy and paste over here. Copy and paste over here. This goes into here, and then this. I like to make things align. Okay. And now all I have to do is change which pin it's connected to. So this will go into the other pin, and then we'll remove the default. And I think now, okay, that disconnects it. We're gonna show total, plug that in, and then we're gonna hide the default. Okay. And now that should work completely. Can I actually do this instead? And we'll move that over. I think I need to move this down a little. And then do this. And then we'll move this up a little. Yeah, bit OCD on it, making it look really neat, but that plugs in everything. It's decently readable. I just don't kind of like that this is like that. I'm like, I could do like local variables and just use one pin. Huh. I think I have an idea. I think I can make this even less. So let's go ahead and disconnect all of this. And what we'll do is instead of the stat struct, I'm debating if I want to turn these into variables or this into variables. Hmm. I guess doing this. Hmm. God, I can't decide on what I want to do here. Because if I set this to a variable, I still gotta use 2 of these. Or 3? Aw. I wish I could hide these pins if they're not being used. Huh. How could I reduce this? I guess it would be still a lot of these. Fuck. Now let's just undo. I can't think of a way that's not more manual. For no reason. Sorry, 1 second. Realized my autofocus was on and it was making the camera look a bit blurry. Because I don't like that I'm basically repeating all of this. But I can't think of a way that wouldn't cause me to still have to repeat. Guess I could do like promote local variable. Local stat. And then I could do this. That's under type. And then I would have to do basically these 3. Oop. Still requires me to then plug in all of this. Not liking it so far. I just don't know how I could use the select node when I need to set members. And then this would basically go into here. Then you'd have another one of these. Just type stat. And then it's basically plugging in this. But does that even look better? Like, it looks like a different type of confusion. What do you guys think? Got option 1 where there's all these reroute nodes. We can do option 2 where it's a bit longer and does this weird breakout thing. And you just connect at the end. I want a better way of doing this, and that's what I can't really think of a way to do right now. Because there's a select node, but I don't know of a way to where I could plug in these options pretty easily, because I would go into there. Because there's no way to do like a get for this either. Yeah, I'm just not thinking of a better way to go about doing it. I think I should go with this option below, just because it's clear, kind of. And I could get rid of that. Like, it looks a bit more straightforward. We're like cycling through, picking the two options that are available. Three options available, sorry. Can't even do fucking math. And return. I guess we'll have to make that work because I just don't see a better way of going about doing it. We're getting the stat, setting the structure. We're going through whatever type it is. Depending on the type, depends on which one we're setting. So we got default, bonus, and total. Yeah. Okay, I think that is going to be the best way we're going to set stats right now. Doesn't really need a return node, but I like to have one anyways. Okay, then I think that's modifying stats. So we got that set up. Okay. I think I'm going to keep it like that. But we were able to get the stat function to work great. Now I'm going to have to do the attribute, which is going to be similar, but kind of a different direction. Make sure to clean this up. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to call this stream to an end. Thank you, everybody that stopped by. I appreciate your guys' support. Remember to hit the subscribe button, join the membership. I post videos there earlier. All the self-promo stuff, but yeah, thanks for your guys' support. Talk to you later.